Okay, hello. Here's another beautiful Technics 1200. It's a beautiful turntable. It's a vintage one, extremely hard to find. Truly vintage turntable. I'm gonna start showing you the tone arm, and I'll be showing you how to calibrate the tone arm as well. But that's actually a test that I like to perform every time I sell a turntable. I've currently sold two of these, two vintage ones, one from 1983 and one from 1986. And I think this one is from 1980 or 1982. Don't remember. Let me check on that. Yeah, this one's a 1982. But just let me start with the tone arm and make sure it's well calibrated, and the dust cover opens up in full and stays open at the maximum elevation. You know what I'm talking about? If you kind of take it down a bit, it's gonna go all the way down. It won't hold up itself. It's kind of flimsy, but if you open it up at its maximum elevation, it would stay open. So don't worry about that. To make this easier for me, I'm just gonna release the dust cover and set this aside, and we're gonna start with the tone arm. Okay, that's really good. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna find a floating point, and I'm gonna calibrate the tone arm just to show you that the tone arm is well calibrated. It's actually working as it's supposed to work. Okay. And this is a vintage. This is a first generation tone arm with a spokes pivot mount or spokes bearing mount. This is the first tone arms that you will find in a real vintage turntable. Make sure the anti-skating is a 0 point. And I apologize for taking too long to make this video, but I was out of town and I've been extremely sick. So I know there's some watchers and people following the turntable. So sorry about that. Okay, now I'm gonna move the anti-skating. See how the tone arms float. Goes back and forward. Let me slow it down a little bit more. Let's bring it in, and then now bring it out again. That's a perfect tone arm. Goes all the way to the center just with one touch. It's floating nicely. There's no play. There's no hesitation. That is the most important part of a turntable, and that's the one that I like the most. Okay, let's bring it in and lock it. We're going to calibrate this about 3 grams. No, probably less. Let's put 2 grams, because this head shell and cartridge is a little bit heavier than the others, the common ones that take about 3 grams. This one takes about 2 grams, 1.5 sometimes. I have a vinyl ready here, and I'm going just to show you how it tracks down and how the lever works. That this is my favorite thing. This is a beautiful lever, really nice, it's really smooth. Let's see if I'll try to get you a better view here. There we go. Okay. Just checking. So smooth. That is just amazing. So smooth, soft. It's just beautiful. That's my favorite part of a turntable. You know, if you have a really good tone arm, that's just beautiful. You know. Let me check this record because the needle was jumping a bit. Yeah, the record is really wore out. It's really bad. Okay, on the first part, it's really wore out. It's really bad. Let's check this. Yeah, toner will not, it will not jump or skip or anything like that as a kind of scratch in that vinyl. See that? And it's actually really powerful. I can feel how powerful it is. See, check the tone arm. It's not jumping, skipping, or anything. That's beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to show you the turntable and all the parts around. It starts and stops really good, but you know, you have to calibrate that. Depends on your preferences. If you have this big original Technics thick rubber mat, you're gonna have to calibrate that here inside. The brake is right there inside the turntable. You have to take the platter off, remove a couple of screws, and go inside. You can also do it without taking the plastic cover, you know, but it's kind of hard sometimes to find the perfect angle. Okay. Yeah, through these holes here, there's two holes. There's one hole here. You can find that brake here, and there's some tiny some tiny holes in there. And if you find the perfect angle with a tiny screwdriver, you can do that. You know, it's kind of hard, but possible. Or you can take the platter off and then release a couple screws, and that's it. Without that rubber, thick, you know, heavy rubber mat, you know, it's going to stop really accurate and really on time. Let me show you. See that? That's perfect on 33 and on 45 as well. See? It's just the thick rubber mat, which is really heavy, so that needs some adjustment if you are going to use that, and if you like your turntable to stop really fast, just on time. So I recommend you to calibrate the brake if you're planning to use that big, thick, heavy Technics original rubber mat. So I'm gonna just leave this aside. Let me just remove this. Okay, let's start. As a rubber mat. Okay, now, so you can see the turntable is beautiful. It's in mint condition. This is extremely hard to find turntable. I'm gonna start with the corners. I'm gonna move really slowly so you can appreciate everything in this turntable. I'll be pointing out all the scratches and dings and things like that. So just like in here, there's a scratch in here and a couple scratches here, and this is the rubber bumper stain, you know, because I mean the dust cover has been on top of this turntable for years. Okay, let me give you more light. I think this is much better. Yeah, see. That's much better. This is caused by a wood cabinet, because all most of my turntables come from collectors, and they had these turntables inside real wood cabinets, and this is caused by the wood cabinets because there was nothing placed inside, you know, to prevent those scratches, you know. And I just don't recommend that. If you are going to place your turntable in a real wood cabinet, put a piece of fabric. That's what I do with my turntables. Or if you are going to store your turntables inside cases, put a piece of fabric on the sides. Because the cases, you've seen the foam inside the cases, that's going to stain your turntable. It's going to stain the aluminum, and that's going to stain the plastic rubber base. Okay, so there's a couple things here on the rubber base as well. All this is caused by the wood cabinet, you know. It's tiny scratches. There's some tiny drops here. This might be things from the factory. It's a couple kind of paint drops or stuff like that. That, you know, just consider. I mean, keep in mind that this turntable is it's 38 years old turntable. Almost 37 years old. Almost 37 years old. So it's just a beautiful treasure. And the platter is beautiful. I mean, this is just a beautiful platter. Just look at that. It's just immaculate. You know, for a 37 years old turntable, this is just a fantastic find. I mean, you will find 80s turntables, you know, but maybe not real, truly vintage ones. So you have to be careful out there when purchasing a real vintage turntable. The main thing is the tone arm. See that exposed pivot mount? That's a tone arm that most of the people have never seen before. Okay, that's the main indicator. You know what I'm talking about. And there's a couple more things, but that is what really tells you that it's a real vintage turntable. Okay, let me go really slowly from here to the other corner. You see there's a couple paint drops, a couple stains. Let me get it like this because the sun is going to block the camera. Right here there's more scratches right there. And that corner is actually clean. A couple tiny scratch right here. Just a tiny little one right there. And one right here, just right here, and right in the corner. Right there. Those are all scratches caused by those wood cabinets, you know, because through the years, you know, the wood contracts, you know, and expands. So that's going to damage the turntable. And when you get them out of those wood cabinets, sometimes it's extremely hard to, to get them out, because the wood sticks to the surface, it sticks to the aluminum and to the rubber, really, really bad. Like it becomes like another skin on top of the turntable skin, if I can put it like that. So it's extremely hard to get them out sometimes. Extremely hard, believe me. Okay, here's the pitch. That's just amazing. That pitch is beautiful. I mean, this pitch has never been used before, and it's a little bit sticky, just like it's on the description. I mean, all my vintage turntables have sticky pitch controls, all of them. I mean, if you're gonna use the pitch, it's gonna get better with time, better and better and better. I have a 1979 that I use for my personal use, and that one, when I purchased it about 17 years ago, it had a really, really bad pitch. It was really, really sticky, but then I started using it and using it and using it, and now it's fine. It's just sliding really nice. So the main reason why the pitch gets sticky is because of the lack of use. These things have never been used in years. I mean, this turntable in particular, this one right here, hasn't been used in more than 28 years. It was in the same place, just sat down on the same place just for decoration purposes. So you're getting a fantastic piece of equipment here, and it's extremely hard to find. Please check my feedback, and you've seen that I sell a lot of vintage turntables before. This is not the first one. I specialize in vintage turntables, mostly MK2s, 1200s MK2s. Here's another tiny ding right there, like a scratch or something right there. There we go. And just look at that beautiful tone arm. That's just extremely hard to find. It's just beautiful. Just look at that. Check that tone arm out. That's just beautiful. Extremely clean. This turntable is in exceptional condition. Just look at that platter. It's just fantastic. Just look at that. That platter is amazing. I love that. Okay, now this corner here, I don't see anything on this corner. Okay, now let me show you the other side. RCA cables are in great condition. Everything is really, really nice. Okay, here's a scratch right there. Another one here. And there's a couple scratches here. And this is caused by the dust cover. These lines, I mean, most of the time these are stains or tiny scratches. It's caused by the dust cover. There's another scratch right here. That's all caused by the wood cabinet. And usually there's scratches in here. Just a couple of them, you know. There's some tiny dings here. These are more like paint drops. Those things are from the factory. This might be just a little stain right there. You can see this line here. That's a dust cover line. You know, it's a 37 years old turntable. And just look at that platter. It's just simply amazing. And there's no stains on top of the platter or scratches. This is the best angle to catch all those scratches on the top of the platter, on the surface. You know what I'm talking about? That way you can see all the scratches or stains, but there's no stains or scratches at all. It's just beautiful turntables, mint condition. Just look at this. Let me show you that top with a little bit better sound, because it might have looked kind of yellowish to you, but it's not. It's just too shiny sometimes. There we go. See that? Beautiful. The dust cover is amazing. Some beautiful conditions. Okay, stay out of focus. The turntable is beautiful, as you can see. That platter is beautiful. Pop-up light works. Let me show you that. Right there is on. Okay. There's a lot of sun coming in. And then my block some reality. Just look at that. Okay, I'm gonna place this rubber mat. Oh, there's a little tiny stain on the rubber mat. Maybe I can wipe that off or something. I mean, I don't do anything to my turntables. I just dust them off with this electric duster. That's all I do. I just don't do anything. I don't like to mess with these turntables. Keep them as original and as intact as possible. Okay, for example, here's the cables. These are the first generation cables. They're beautiful. Look at those cables. and the ground. Okay, let me show you these serial numbers, so that way you make sure that this is the one in the pictures. Not a bit underneath, but okay. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. And this is a beautiful, beautiful Technics turntable, 1982, in beautiful conditions. Fantastic shape. Couple of tiny scratches, couple of tiny dings. Beautiful platter, beautiful tone arm, well balanced, and beautiful pitch. As you can see, that pitch has never been used before at all. And starts and stops great. You know, just remember to calibrate the brake if you are going to use the thick rubber mat, the big rubber mat. Just calibrate that brake. You know, just remember that. And if you're going to use one of those regular ones, you know, the ones made out of fabric, the thin ones, you will not need to do anything because it stops really, really nice. It's stops on time. It's really accurate. So, like I've mentioned, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I will answer them. And have a wonderful day and take care.